All right, for lunch you're gonna be going to the Blue Agave Mexican restaurant in Ozark, Alabama. All right, do drive updates on the way there. All right, we're gonna be on State Road 27 here for 4 miles, and we're making a slight left onto Broad Street. All right, we are on Ozark Broad Street here. Come down here, it should be there in about half a mile. This is such an awesome little town. We're definitely going to be walking around here. I parked sort of in the middle. We're definitely going to be walking around here after we get done eating. This is a very cool Main Street area. Alright guys, we got kind of a basic fill up here. Flip you around. Went to the Piggly. We got some water, just some snacks and stuff. They didn't have any essentials I liked, unfortunately. If you're new, essentials means just junk food, basically. That's what I consider the essentials. I don't know why. That started as a joke, I think, on the first trip I ever did, and it's continued to now. But our next stop is like 2.5 hours away. Got a really long drive, and so I think I'm gonna chill a little bit. It's 11:35. I don't need to be out of here till noon, but I think I'm gonna leave a little early. So I'm probably gonna sit for like 10 minutes. Just kind of maybe finish the show I was watching from earlier, and then we'll hit the road. Sweet. Well, we gotta get gas first. So we're getting gas in Selma, which is very short a distance away. We're doing a hike next at Old Kawaba Prairie Preserve. But we gotta get gas before then, so we're gonna go do that in Selma, Alabama. All right, we're coming out of the Piggly Wiggly, half a mile. We're turning left. Alright, we're on Roy Parker Road, and it says in 1.5 miles we're continuing straight on Roy Parker Road. Alright, we're gonna get on 231 North again. Alright, so we're on 231 North for 30 miles, and then we're getting off on County Road 1101. Sweet. Alright, we're going through Brundage, Alabama right now, 13 miles till turnoff. Alright guys, we are going through Troy, Alabama. Next, pretty decent sized city. Also home to the University of Troy, which is D1 in a lot of college sports, so that's kind of neat. Alright, so we had a bit of a interesting occurrence. We're now on US 29 West. We were supposed to be on that county road, but there was some accident that happened, and the whole road, I was in traffic for like 20 minutes. So we just hopped on this road because it was so backed up I didn't think I would be able to turn left. So we hopped on the ramp and are going the same way, but now we're turning left in 10 miles. We'll be on 29 West for 10 miles, and we're turning left on County Road 1135, I think. Alright, we're on County Road 1135/1170. And then in 1 mile, it just turns into County Road 1170 fully. And that's what Google says, just guys continue straight. So, we're cruising. Alright, we're staying straight for 4 miles, and we're turning right on County Road 59. Well, we've stumbled into the little town of Petrie. The town of Petrie. Alright, we're on County Road 59 for 10 miles, and we're making a left on Meriwether Trail. Look at this. Isn't this so? This is why I select no highways when I do my trips right here. I haven't seen another car in 15 minutes. Beautiful hills going through little small towns. This is infinitely times better than driving the interstate and watching idiots try and swerve in and out of traffic for 7 hours straight. This is just pretty, you know? This is great. I'm so happy I do these trips like this. Alright, we are in Lapine, Alabama, and now we're going for 1.1 miles, and then we're turning left on, I think it said US Highway 331. Alright, we were only on US Highway 331 for a very short amount of time. Now we're on Alabama 97, and in 10 miles we're going to turn left onto US 31. Alright, we're on 31 South for 1.5 miles, and we're getting back on Alabama 97. Alright, we are back on Alabama 97 for 19 miles, and we're making a left on US 80, westbound. Alright, made a pit stop at the Marathon gas station, so we don't need to go to the one in Selma anymore. We're just going to go straight to the hiking place at the old Kawaba Prairie Preserve. Sweet, so we're going to do the drive updates, but we're going to be going there instead of the gas station. Well, because we just got gas. Alright, we're on 97 north for 15 miles, and we're making a left on State Road 8 west. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're coming up here on the town of Letohatchee, which it looks to be, based on the satellite view of the map, looks to be a pretty cute little small town that we get to go through. I mean, isn't this beautiful? I mean, look at over to my left's more of a beautiful view, but here we go. Look at this out here on the right. I mean, that is gorgeous, ain't it? I've been driving through just these views for hours now, and it just don't get old. Well, at a certain point, it begins to get a tad old, but the views never get old. The driving part does. But we are cruising. We're going through Letohatchee right now. I guess there's a school here. Or school bus stop, at least. We're driving through Main Street. Got a little church on the left. How nice. Some houses. There doesn't seem to be much going on shop-wise. But they got a bridge. And a factory. I don't know if that's operational or not, but it looks like they have a factory here. Look at that. Oh, it looks like it is actually operational. There's train cars in there. Well, they got some industry in old Letohatchee. How about that? Alright, we have entered Hayneville, Alabama. This is actually a decent sized town. It's still a small town, but you know, it's not like a one where there's just like a church and a post office. There's they got some stuff going on over here. Going through, looks like they're doing some new construction on some housing. Got the old classic Southern Trailer Park way up yonder. But yeah, cool. This actually probably has several lights. Or maybe at least 2 lights instead of just like a one stoplight town. Here's kind of getting more into the main view. Alright, but yeah, going through Hayneville. Alright, we are on US 80, and there is no one on US 80 practically. I mean, look at how empty this road is, and look at this view. Are you kidding me? Shot of the video right here. Are you kidding me? Wow. Pictures, pictures, pictures. There ain't no one on this road, and there's like a massive hilly backdrop view there. That is awesome, dude. But anyway, yeah, since 25 miles, it says to continue straight onto US 80 business, so I guess we're getting off of US 80 there, and we're not taking the bypass around Selma. Look at this view we're about to get right here. This is going to be incredible stuff. Look at this. Are you kidding me with this? That is so cool. We ain't even in the mountains yet. We're not going to be really in the mountains. We might go up into the mountains of Tennessee a little bit this trip, but we're not going to be in the Alabama doesn't have really mountains. It has kind of like foothills, but we're not even in the foothills yet. We're getting anywhere close to the foothills, and we're getting great views already. Alright, we're staying on US 80 bus for 2.5 miles, and then we're continuing on like getting a slight left to stay on US 80 bus. Alright, we're going over the Alabama River right here, and then we're turning left on Alabama State Road 22 shortly after. Welcome to Selma, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome over the Alabama River. Look at this bridge. Woo! This is a pretty downtown. Alright, we're going to be on Alabama State Road 22 for 8 miles, and we're making a left on Dallas County Road 9. Alright, we're going to stay on Dallas County 9 for 3 miles, and we're going to turn right onto Cahaba Road, which is then like immediately turning into the trailhead. Alright. Alright, we parked the truck, all nice and good. So here is the map. Let's see. We're doing, I think it's, I don't see the trail we're doing on this. Hold on. I gotta figure out what trail we're doing. Alright, we have arrived. Very aggressive. That was an aggressive slope to get up here, but luckily it's not going to matter for us. We're going to be able to get down just fine because we're going to have the gravity assist. But yeah, it was a pretty steep slope to get up into this parking lot from the main road. But anyway, we're doing this yellow trail. But that will be in the next video, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.